Got a little bit of a train going by here on the edge of the Mississippi. This is very good timing here today. And what a beautiful view. We've got the train going by, we've got the riverboats all lined up, waiting for a nice day for people to ride them. And if you look close, you can see some flooding on the Mississippi River. There's a fence line there. If you zoom, I'll zoom in a little bit here for you, but there's a fence line that goes into the water. That is usually a place for people to walk, but today, it's a place for people to swim, it sounds like. Well, it is kind of a cloudy and windy and gloomy Saturday today, but that's okay. We'll be spending most of it indoors in this building behind me. That is the Science Museum of Minnesota. I've been doing Tommy Travels for over a year now, and this is the first time we're getting here. And it's one of the bigger attractions and museums in the whole state of Minnesota. So today we're gonna finally get it taken care of. Welcome to another edition of Tommy Travels. It's Tommy Travels. And if you guys are brand new to this channel, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on a thing. This should be fun, so come on with me, let's go see what there is to see. And here's a look at the front entrance of the Science Museum of Minnesota, and as you can tell, it is a popular place to be, especially on a Saturday. And we're greeted by this guy, a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Holy cow, he looks a little bit angry today. But he is not the only prehistoric creature around. Right above us, a giant pterodactyl flying forward. Maybe this isn't the safest spot to stand directly underneath the bird this size. I could wind up with something very large dropping on my head. So there's where we came in, and this is many floors worth of activities here. And look at this giant spacesuit. Wow, that goes all the way down to the first floor there. This thing is amazing. And then you can see down there, there's dinosaurs. There is stuff everywhere around here, but this is fantastic. Oh my gosh. Look who that is. Who could that be? That guy gets everywhere, doesn't he? And in this area, you can learn all about fish. You can experience how much they weigh on the line. And look at this guy, probably my favorite thing about this area. Hello, fella. Welcome to Tommy Travels. And I think I know what he's going after. This guy right here. Little lure wrapped around a hook. Don't do it. It's a trap.
NASA launches rockets. No, they do not dig a deep pit in central Florida, fill it with liquid nitrogen, and screw a rocket down on top. Nope. NASA rockets require fuel, and what they use is they use liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. They combine them, add a little bit of energy. That creates a chemical reaction that sends it up into the atmosphere, and everything goes right. Now we're going to do that on a scale commensurate with a mid-sized nonprofit. I'm sorry we don't have a Soyuz rocket, but we did some fundraising, got together enough money to buy a 2-liter pop bottle. Yes, and we drilled a hole in the cap. Now we don't have liquid hydrogen, thank goodness. It's very expensive and very, very dangerous, but we do have denatured alcohol from the hardware store. You might use as a paint thinner. We use it at Science Live because it is affordable and flammable, so it's good for our fire experiments. Not the kind you drink. All right, now this, I'm doing this to help it vaporize. And now, like I said, at NASA they need liquid oxygen. I need oxygen for this chemical reaction too. but I just don't know where to get it. Well, where do y'all get your oxygen? The air, that's right, about 20% of the air in this room is oxygen. That should be plenty for this reaction. So I'm spinning to help it vaporize. What I'm going to do is put it in its little launch pad, put on its little seat belt, get a countdown from you, hold a lighter underneath it, and on a good day, this thing might go 3, 4, maybe even 6 feet above my head. All right, everybody. Don't worry about the dripping, that's perfectly normal. All right, everybody, fingers crossed. If it works, this is happening super fast, and make sure you don't miss it. Please watch the bottle and give me a countdown from 3 to 1. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was a good one! Wow! Let's hear from the people who work in our shop. Look what they can do on a budget. Ah!
We have gone from the 5th floor down to the 4th floor, and it's filled with all sorts of debunked medical devices, and even a bloodstream superhighway. And this contraption in front of us here is called an electrometobograph. Metobograph. Hard to say. And it's got all sorts of wires and levers and switches and things like that. Looks like it's a pretty fancy machine for back in the day. There's this guy hooked up to one, and guess what this did? Absolutely nothing. It is not hooked up to a thing. So if anybody got any benefit from this machine whatsoever, it's because they thought it worked. It's the placebo effect. That's all this machine does. And this area is all about the human body. It's called Infestation. The evolution begins. Human Body Hotel is one of the first exhibits, and it shows all about the different creatures living on and in your body. For example, the ankle. It's a leech. There's a leech right there that could show up on your ankle. Or the gut. Let's check what that is. A hookworm. Not a very good picture of a hookworm right there. If you want to get a really close, exact look, these are actually slides. And so you can see the sample right there, and if you put it under the slide, you'd be able to take a good look at it. But that doesn't show up very well on camera. What do we have on the armpit? Bacteria. Wow. Well, would have guessed that. How about the mouth? Fungi. All sorts of disgusting little things in the human body. And so we go from the kind of yucky to actually a little bit macabre. How to make a mummy. Remove the brain, take out the organs, wash the body, dry the body, rub the body with oils, wrap the body, and then add a mask. And we actually have a real mummified human being right here, about 2,000 years old, from Egypt. And they believe that this mummy was a priest, possibly a priest, more than 2,000 years ago, or somebody that did not do a lot of manual labor. They notice that his head is shaved, and they don't know what he died from. It appears medically that he was fairly healthy. Well, I could do a whole video just on these little artful displays right here. They are all moved by different springs and levers and gears. And this one is called Goat in the Bath. And it's from 1990, and what happens is you push the button, and then that sets the gears in motion to cause the movement. And let's see what this guy does. This little goat, oh my gosh, the bathtub rocks back and forth, and he goes for a ride. And it looks like we've got some sailors getting ready for dinner. This one is called The Last Dodo from 1998. Less than a century after their discovery, dodos were extinct. The last one died in the late 1600s. And then let's see what happens when we push the old button here. Oh, they start pounding their silverware on the table. That is amazing. And this one is called Head Off Anubis. Head Off Anubis from 1998. Let's take a look and see what happens. You can see the chain and gear moving. Oh, and he's taking off his head, and he's got a mummy head. Oh my goodness. Now he's putting it, oh! Awesome. We have now moved down to the 3rd floor of the museum, and we have some dinosaurs. And this is the king of all of the horned dinosaurs, the Triceratops. We saw your friend the Tyrannosaurus as we were walking in the door. Good to see you, my friend. I'm just gonna stay out of your way. Oh my gosh. These guys are pretty realistic looking. This is a very good scene that they have set up. That is a Camptosaurus skeleton, and it's one of the largest in the world that's ever been found. And that is also one. It's not looking so well. And this is an Allosaurus right here, and he looks like he wants to come and bite me. Stay back, sir.
That means in space there's no atmospheric pressure. Is it bad for a human body to be in a place where there's no atmospheric pressure? Let's find out. To simulate what might happen to your face if you were like, I don't need this helmet, and you were in space, I'm going to use this vacuum chamber. Just a plastic chamber hooked up to this machine, which will suck the air out of there to simulate space's low temperature. But do not worry, everyone, I'm not going to put your face in here. I'm going to put a marshmallow in here to stand in for your face. Not just any marshmallow. We need the scientific know-how and, dare I say, patriotism of Marshmallow Knot. Marshmallow Knot, you are taking a trip to the near vacuum of outer space, simulated to stand in, let everybody know what would happen to their face if they took their helmet off. All right, good luck, my friend. Okay. Turn on the air sucker, suck the air out of there. It's working. I'm going to keep talking, but you watch our marshmallow buddy while I talk. Air doesn't weigh a lot, but air does weigh something. And each and every one of us have got about 60 miles of it crushing down on us. Why are we okay? Because our bodies also push out with about the same amount of force as atmospheric pressure pushes in. But here's the thing, our bodies are always pushing out. It doesn't matter how much is pushing in, we'll just keep pushing out. So if you go into the near vacuum of space without anything protecting you, what will happen to your face? Well, what's happening to our marshmallow buddy? Yeah, expanding. And if you took your helmet off in space, because of the pressure inside your face is no longer matched by the pressure on the outside, your face would start to do this as all of your tissues begin to expand. Oh, and then, you know how when you twist the cap on a bottle of pop, you get those fizzy little bubbles? That's what would be happening in your bloodstream. As dissolved gases turn into fizzy little bubbles. It's bad news, but don't worry. You're a human, you're tough, I'm sure you can take it. You'd be just as good as new once you came back to Earth and were subjected to the normal kind of atmospheric pressure we all grew up with. You're so strong, they couldn't hurt you. You'd be just as good as new. Okay. Yeah, all right, hold on. Okay. Let's see how he's doing now. He's a little worse for wear. Okay, this is why, if you are going to space, call ahead. Make sure that you have something waiting for you. Specifically, you want to make sure that you have got a spacesuit waiting for you. What do I do with my clicker? There it is. Spacesuits. Yes, obviously they give you the oxygen you need, but they also give you the atmospheric pressure you need, so this does not happen to you.
Well, as you guys know by now, I always like to end a Tommy Travels episode with a mesmerizing water feature. And we have found one right here at the Science Museum of Minnesota. This has been an absolute blast hanging out with you guys today. We're gonna move up and catch this guy, a little rubber ducky, floating his way along. And if you guys liked what you saw here today, do a couple things. Go ahead and hit like on my YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe so you can be the first to know when a new adventure comes out. And also, by the way, I've got more content from this location on my daily channel, Tommy Travels II. So please check that out in the link below as well if you liked this location. And you guys, thank you so much for the support that you've given me so far. And until next time, I hope to catch you on the flip side.